Hey Martin, what's up? Morning. Good morning. Got a lot of quests here in Dolinar we gotta finish. You just got back from the dentist? Ooh. I need to go to the dentist and get my teeth cleaned. We don't want to look like Asmongold. Did you hear? Asmongold said he's going to the dentist to get like tons of work done. I'm like, what a surprise, right? The guy's his teeth are such a disaster. I'm doing okay. I need more sleep, but I have to play. I got to level. It's too important. You know, we got to get this character up. We must get to 60. Yeah, he just, oh my god, what he eats, like food-wise, is insane. The guy, he said in a video the other week, like, that he'd never eaten an orange in his life. Like, he'd never actually just eaten an orange. And I was like, and he was doing a video with Soda Pop, and Soda Pop goes, you know that's fucked up, right? And it is. And then he was talking in a video yesterday. I watched a lot of his videos, like, just because he's, I used to hate Asmongold. I thought he was just, but actually, the more he streams and as he gets older, he seems like a pretty decent guy. He just has a really fucked up way of living. Like he doesn't take care of himself. He eats horrible food. But what's really interesting, he's an interesting character because he's a millionaire, but he doesn't really spend the money. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't seem to do a whole lot with his millions. Yeah, no, he's not dumb. He's pretty smart. I mean, he went to college. I don't know if he finished his degree, but he was going to school for like business, I think. What's up, Looney? But I was watching this video where because he hadn't been online in a while, he hadn't streamed in a while, and he was talking about how his car was, his car had broken down, and he went to get it fixed, and they're like, well, it's going to be $2,500, and he's like, well, the car probably isn't worth that much, and I'm like, dude, you're a millionaire. I mean, just buy yourself an inexpensive car that's dependable. You know what I mean? But typical him, he just fucking fixes it. You know. I'm talking about Asmongold, how he just, the guy's funny, man. He's a very unusual individual. Oh shit! What are you trying to pull the whole place? What the hell? What's this moron doing? Yeah, let me go a different direction. I don't know what this person's doing. I'm like, what are you doing? I couldn't tell if they were going to get me killed. Yeah, Alex is a loser. Alex is like one of those pieces of scum. He's like a piece of scum you scrape off your shoe sometimes. He's like the scum I wipe off my shoes after walking through some mud. Anyways, so yeah, but then he was talking about how he grew up, Martin, and he was talking about, yeah, he's like, if someone puked on the bed, you just slept on the part of the bed that didn't have puke on it. He goes, that's how I was raised. And when he says stuff like that, it's the truth. I mean, he still kind of lives in filth, right? Like, here's a guy who's a millionaire, and he was showing like how he had cleaned his room, and it's still filthy. Like, yeah, he picked up the garbage, he picked up the clutter, he picked up the empty like McDonald's wrappers and all the freaking big gulps and shit. Oh, I forgot these guys will just destroy my pet with lightning. Um, Let me come back here and do this later when I've got when I have to kill the other dude. But so he picked all the stuff up, but then he shows the camera of like he's like, look, I cleaned up my room, but you look at the floor and there's just stains on the rug. I mean, it's nasty, you know, it's gnarly. It's like, you know, the floor's got stains, there's dirt and dust. He probably has never dusted in his life. And it's just kind of weird. And I think that's why people watch him, because he is kind of a very you know, he's kind of a weird character. Yeah, usually they do. Yeah, you're right. That's true. When they get rich, they're really stupid with their money because they've never had money before, so they don't really understand, like, really how to manage it. Like, I grew up poor. Like, I grew up really poor. You know, my mom was raising 5 kids by herself, so I was really poor, man. Yeah. Hey, thank you. So I grew up really poor. I didn't have any money, and you know, and I had to work a long time in the field I'm in to get to the point where I make decent money, you know, and I certainly spent money, but I always try to buy stuff that holds its value. Like, you know, like I have a lot of guitars and guitar amps, and all those things pretty much hold their value. They're worth something, you know what I mean? Like even my car that I bought, like, you know, I bought like a 2013 Scion FRS, and it's like they don't even make the car anymore. Like Toyota makes it, you know, they make the BRZ, which is basically my car. And it was basically a 3-way engineering kind of feat. It was designed by Toyota, put together by Subaru, and sold on a Scion plant, basically, Scion floor. But yeah, whatever. Oh, let me get the... See, I'm talking on stream, and I'm completely not paying attention to the game. This is how I get killed. But yeah, I think he's an interesting character, you know. Like when I used to watch him, I didn't like him because he was so trashy, like he was so dirty and filthy, and I just didn't really like him. But then as he got older, he kind of got a little bit more eloquent and better at delivering, you know, his content, and he started talking in a more educated manner. He was able to get a better grasp of the English language and deliver his content in a better way that was easier for me to consume anyway. Because initially he just came across as kind of an asshole. You know what I mean? Like, you'll even see videos of him talking about when he played WoW back in like Burning Crusade days, and how he just would get into raids and he would literally just loot steal shit. Like, he would just go into the raid and just basically ninja loot. And those are not the kind of players that I want to play with. I don't want to play with someone who's just going to get in my raid just because they want to fucking ninja loot. You know what I mean? That, to me, those are like some of the worst players, you know? But that's Asmongold. That's what he did. He would go and just fucking ninja loot shit and... Well, his video he was talking about yesterday is how his car broke down, his teeth are falling apart, his room was filthy. You know, he basically just wasn't managing his life, you know what I mean? He's just basically streaming and letting everything else fall to pieces. And it's good that he's going to the dentist to get a lot of work done, because if he didn't go to the dentist and get his teeth taken care of, he was basically just going to lose them all. They were all just going to fall right out of his mouth. And he was also talking about how he's working out now. He's trying to work out again. And yeah, the guy, like, you can even tell, like, his physical condition, how it's deteriorated. Like, just by... You can tell something... You can tell a lot about someone's health by their skin, right? Like, if you look at someone's skin, if their skin looks really healthy, that's a good indicator that their health is probably okay. But if you just look at Asmongold's face over the past couple years, you just see how it's starting to get really, like, just a lot of, like, little marks, and, you know what I mean? It just looks like there's a lot of little pimples and irritated skin, and it just looks like his skin's getting really unhealthy. And that's from eating all the shit. That's from putting all the poison in his body. You know, you can't sit there and just eat fast food and drink soda all day, every day. It's just poison. It's basically just poison. I mean, why do you think people get cancer? Cancer comes from all the man-made chemicals that we've created over the years, the plastics and all the crazy fucking chemicals they throw in food and the food science and stuff like that. That's where cancer, in my opinion, you know, that's really where it comes from. And you just throw all that stuff in your body, and it's literally going to kill you. That's why I've gone to... I'm completely, like, pretty much all organic. I don't eat anything that isn't organic, and I'm trying to get to where I don't drink any soda anymore. And I'm getting good. I don't drink much anymore. And I'm also cutting... I'm doing like what Imbe said. I've cut bread out of my diet. I don't eat bread anymore at all. I don't buy bread. I don't eat bread. And I'm trying to cut out all carbs as well. Just eat vegetables and just straight up, organic, meat and stuff. I don't know if I really want to go and do this quest yet, but we need to do it. I eat vegetables. I eat meat. Chicken. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat a lot of vegetables. Green peppers, carrots, lettuce, spinach. He sensed death. Hey, Twisted, what's up? I think you're right. I think my pet's already pissed off. Look at my pet. He's so pissed. Look, I'm so used to playing a melee hunter. I'm running up to these mobs, hitting him when I've got a bow. Isn't that funny? I'm so used to doing melee that I run up and just start beating on the mob when I don't even need to. Yeah, pet's hungry. And he went from being happy to hungry in like 10 minutes. Like, really quick. Yeah, he's fresh. Yeah, he's a new pet, yep. I mean, I'm only level 11, so I just got the pet. Doomed to die. My pet sacrificed his self so that I may yet live. I mean, look at the name of my pet. Did you see my pet's name? Look at my pet's name, and then you'll know what he's there for. Well, you're super scared? Ah, there's nothing to be scared of. You die, you die. I mean, that shit. I've died a lot. It's embarrassing. But I mean, every time you die, you learn something. You always learn. You always take something from your deaths. For me, it was just being impatient. I've just been too impatient. Also, in leveling, I was talking about yesterday, I leveled a warrior in Classic WoW Hardcore to 60, and that is so incredibly more difficult than every other class. It's so hard that once you do that and get a warrior to 60, then you feel like almost impervious. You feel like, oh, there's no way I can't level a hunter to 60 because you did a warrior, which is so much more difficult. Thank you, Nikolai, for the sub. I appreciate it. But you feel like if you've done a warrior, all the other classes are cake, and they are cake, but you can't be overconfident and you can't be impatient. Like this cave, it is dangerous, but but I've done this cave so many times, so you just have to be careful. Yeah, I've been a little too cavalier with how I've moved through the world, with how I've pulled. Just been a little too thinking I'm thinking I'm invincible, which isn't the case. Cave exploring, you know me, I love caves. I love me some caves. Bring it on. You don't want to spam fan, yeah. Mage kind of can be kind of boring. Hunter can be kind of boring too, but that the talents have changed. Look and see what changes they've made to the mage. Because they might have made so many changes. Look at this. This quiver looks pretty cool. I don't remember this quiver being like having that design on it. That's pretty cool for like just a crafted quiver. See that quiver? I didn't remember that this one had a neat design on it. This is the crafted one, the light quiver. Well, maybe it did. Warlock's boring. I don't know. I like Priest. Priest is cool, and they've made some changes to the Priest. I think Priest is probably a pretty fun class to play if you're gonna go like maybe like a Shadow hybrid or just pure Shadow, or if you want to go like a disc wand build. Priest is pretty good. Paladins, yeah, Paladin looks pretty strong right now, that's for sure. That's the next character I'm gonna play as a Paladin. Just because I love Paladins and the changes they made look really, really good. Oh, I'm sure there's a bunch of Paladins. I bet there's like way too many Paladins. Here, let's take a look in the guild I'm in. There's a lot. But honestly, there's a... Oh my god, there's a lot of hunters. Actually, there's a lot of everything. It's pretty even. There's not a lot of shamans, though. Yeah, there's not a lot of shamans. Maybe I should do a shaman. You know, I'll look at the shaman changes. I do. The only problem with shamans is I just don't like how the totems are managed in vanilla. You know, how you can't group them together. It's just kind of annoying. Yeah, I have to look at the changes. I haven't looked at the changes that they've added to the shamans, so I'm not sure. You know, like, but if they're appealing enough, I would consider a shaman. That was weird. I got hit with a curse of weakness, and I wasn't. My pet was the one doing the attacking, so that was kind of odd. Come on, attack, 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 attack. What are you doing, dude? I'm like, let's get this chest before somebody comes in and grabs it. Ooh, got a short sword of stamina. There it is. Here it is. Druid, yeah, Druid would be. I think Druid is something I'd like to look at again. Just because I would like to see what the changes are that they've made. So that's what's cool about Turtle WoW is all the classes now. You know, they've made changes, so they could be. it's going to be really interesting which classes kind of come to rise to the top. But I did see a lot of paladins being created though, right after they after they added the patch. With the new changes, there were so many paladins. You already started to do it on normal? Yeah. They added some talents that make rogues a little bit more viable as kind of like, off tanks, which is interesting. Rogue originally, when they first did Rogue in World of Warcraft, they actually were meant to use bucklers, like little shields. And I think they were meant to actually maybe be slightly like off tanks, but they eventually kind of trashed the idea. But that's why you still see little tiny bucklers like in the game. Paladin's a good class it's a really good healing class. They will be pretty viable tanks though. They're not going to be as good as a warrior, but they're still going to be pretty good. As far as 5-man content, even 10-man content, but you wouldn't really want to run them in a paladin as a main raid, healer. You really wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, I thought that too, Twisted. With them adding some of the talent spike to make the rogues a little bit more tanky, I thought it would have been really cool for them to add the ability for them to wear bucklers again. I thought that would have been a really good idea. I mentioned that a couple days ago, actually. It's too bad they didn't. Die, damn you. Sometimes I'll spam surfacing over and over again just because it does do a tiny bit more DPS to force more shots out if my pet's in trouble, but... Yeah, I don't know, Rogue's good. You know me, I like pretty much all the classes. I don't play... The ones I play the least are Warlock and Shaman. You're playing Rogue, 31, nice. Nice, Bert. Yeah, like I said, I like Rogues, I like Druids, I like Priests, I like Paladins, I like Hunters. I like almost all the classes. Like I said, really just Warlocks. I don't play Warlocks and Mages too much. If I'm going to be like a spell DPSer, I prefer like a Shadow Priest. Come on, give me that Voodoo Charm, baby. No Voodoo Charm, no! Yeah, I don't like front stabbing. It's just too much effort. I'm too lazy. Plus, the whole min-max thing gets a little bit annoying sometimes. I love subtlety. I've played a lot of Rogue in my time in World of Warcraft, and I love subtlety. But I'm more of a PvP player than I am a PvE player, so that's probably why. Let's just go ahead and kill this guy, because I don't want him coming in and causing any problems later. Okay, we got 2. on, give me the voodoo charm. Damn you. You wanted to go deep assassin, but no way. Yeah, yeah, I mean, I like Blade Flurry. I mean, I like combat for leveling. But this is the hard part. I'm kind of hoping that somebody else comes through here because I don't really relish the idea of fighting 3 because I don't have Men Pet, which makes it a little bit more tricky. Yeah, this is the pull that sucks, this one right here. Because you can get 4. I don't have any traps. I hate this pull. Oh, here we go. Another player. You're probably going to start a Horde after your Dwarf? Yeah, like I said, if I did Horde, the only... Oh, thank you. The only thing I would do on Horde would be Shaman. I mean, I got to look at the Shaman abilities, the changes they've made, because I've always liked the Shaman class. I've just found the totems to be a little annoying. So we'll see what they've done with the Shaman, if they've beefed up certain aspects of the Shaman. See, this is what I was waiting for, is someone else to come along. Because it makes things... See, we're going to get a 4 pull here, probably. Well, unless we got 3. You see, there's 3 here, and sometimes you get 1 here, so it's tricky. Wait for the 1 to move off. I don't have a trap. He's waiting for me to pull? Alright, let's do it. He's going to buff my pet. He might even heal my pet. Okay, good. Nice. Alright. Sweet. Okay.
You are too kind.
Oh, ooh, the wood chopper. Oh, I don't know axe. Oh, it's a 2-hand. Clearly you're a missy out. I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't see, like, the Horde zones. I agree with the person yesterday. The Horde zones, to me, aren't as appealing as Alliance zones. Like, I don't really care for the Orc starting area. I don't really care for, you know, the Barons. In fact, I kind of dislike the Barons. So... I like the Alliance leveling zones more than the Horde ones. But I do like the undead. I like Mulgore and I like Silverpine Forest. So I like Undead and Torrens. No, we cannot seem to get the voodoo charm. You know, I mean, honestly, Twisted, I don't even read the quests half the time anymore because I've done them so many times. There's a voodoo charm. Yeah, I don't even read them anymore. I just fly through them. But yeah, yeah, the Horde quests probably are a little bit better. I'm gonna agree with you on that one. You like the Horde races? Yeah, I don't like the Horde models. Like, I don't like the Orc models and Troll models. I don't think look very good. Now, again, in retail, the Troll model looks fantastic in retail. I think the Troll model is one of the best models overall in the entire game in retail. The Trolls just look so good. But I absolutely hate the Jamaican voices. It's like, what idiot at Blizzard just said, yeah, man, let's make them, sound like Jamaicans. That was a really, really bad idea. Really bad idea. It's a troll. Make it guttural. Make it, make it sound nasty. Not like a fucking Jamaican. What idiot came up with that idea? They need to be fired. I'm not insulting the Jamaican race. I'm saying a Jamaican voice has no place in a fantasy-themed game. It's non-immersion. It's immersion breaking. It's a fucking troll, right? A troll. You know what I mean? It's a troll. Have you ever read fantasy books? Because I've read a lot of them. There's no Jamaican-sounding trolls in fantasy books. Stick with the plan, man. Stick with the plan. Don't think you're smarter than some of the best fantasy writers to come before you. You think Tolkien was going to have his trolls sound like Jamaicans? I don't think so. Come on, Mr. Rageclaw, I got stuff to do. I love how often, like, how often the YouTube chat blocks your messages, Twisted, because you swear so much and you say stuff that the chat thinks is controversial, and it just says, you know what? Do we really want to show this message? It's like all the time. Brushwood Blade. Alright, let's take a look. Of course, my pet's hungry again. Yeah, sure. In Reshade, yeah. I use the curves filter, the vibrance filter, the luma sharpen, and the levels filter. And I haven't modified the luma sharpen. I think it's pretty much the standard. Like, I don't think I've changed the settings on this one. Like here, if we turn off here, let's And it's not gonna like the sharpens on vanilla clients isn't gonna be great because the textures, and a lot of it comes down to how good are the textures. And let's face it, the textures in vanilla aren't very good. But if we were to like maybe zoom in on, I don't know, let's get close to it. Like you can see the wood grain here and the character. Let's see what the difference is. We turn off Luma. Yeah, you're not going to see a huge difference with sharpen, but you will see a difference. It's really hard. It's almost imperceptible. And it's because there is certain things that are going to look better. Of course, the levels. The levels is really the darkness, right? It's going to change. You can see how it's just making everything a little bit darker. And of course, you can customize the levels. You know, go down into here and you know, there's the black point and the white point. So you're just making the black points, the black areas darker, and you can make the white areas whiter or less white. And then the vibrance is just, you know, adding more contrast, really, more color. You can see it's really bland without it. This is what WoW normally looks like. And then once you add the vibrance in, you can see it rich, you know, makes the colors a lot more rich. And curves is interesting. It also has to do with darkness levels. So I like the game to look a lot darker and more colorful, you know. You can also, another one that I've toyed around with a little bit is the vignette. And that basically just adds that kind of shadows around the outside of the screen. So if you look over here by my, if you look at my skills here on the edge, or if you look at the mini map up here in the corner, notice how when I turn the vignette on, it's going to darken that up. Like if I turn it off, it lightens up quite a bit. And you can adjust the, let's see, where's the vignette curves? And show radius. So so here's like the darkness, right? Put it at 1. So you can basically do like nothing. You can control it that way. You can also control the ratio. See? So that's if you want to darken the edges, you can. But the vignette can be, sometimes it's kind of cool. But we're not going to use it right now. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's too bad. Like I said, it's too bad they're not using the Classic, that we couldn't use the WoW Classic client. There is a private server person there is a developer out there, or some guy out there who's actually done that. He's actually gotten the Classic client to work with a vanilla, a World of Warcraft vanilla, server. And he's gotten the actual Classic client to work with that server. So I'm hoping that we'll see, more of that in the future. If we can get to the point where we're playing vanilla servers, but with a Classic client, that would be awesome. And I think we'll see that eventually. Because the Classic client is so much better than this client. Yeah. Is it the facts? Yeah, the vanilla client's just not that good. I mean, I do everything I can to make it as good as I can, I still need to fix my mouse. Oh, should I close the browser window? Let's see. Mouse. God, I figured I had this yesterday. I closed the browser window. It was the polling rate. I think. Yeah, I need to change the polling rate of my mouse. Anyway, whatever. Era servers? Ugh, good luck. If you want to deal with a bunch of people boosting everybody and gold buying and all that crap, then yeah, I can't. I don't want to deal with all that shit. Besides, you're not going to get the custom content in Classic either. Cool thing about Turtle WoW is you get a lot of custom content, like dungeons that we've never seen before, and different talents for classes that didn't exist in the original game. So it's a lot. There's a lot of new stuff. You know, if you're playing like a classic era server, you're just rehashing stuff that you've already done before. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. It's World of Gold. It is. It's everybody's buying gold. Everybody's boosting players. It's crazy. Damn it! How did I not? Did I not hit any of them? My pet killed them all apparently, because they couldn't loot any of them. I do have Ursel, right? Yeah, we do. Cool. All right, cool. Yeah, that's why I don't play retail WoW anymore, because of what you just said. I despise GDKP. I despise gold buying, gold selling. I despise boosting, all of that shit. It's all antithesis to what the game was originally meant to be. You know? Yeah, and Wrath of the Lich King Classic's coming out, and I'm not going to play it. I'm straight up not going to play it. So fuck that. You know, and I have no desire to play. I mean, I'm not going to say that. I probably will play it at some point, but I don't know how much I'll play it. I mean, it's good content. I mean, people want to see it on the stream. People have asked me about it and say, "Oh yeah, you should play this," and blah blah. You know. But I don't know. I mean, I'll play it, and then what we'll do is we'll play it, and we'll just see. You know, how bad is the gold selling? How bad is the boosting? And if I start seeing trade chat, if I start seeing people just constantly spamming, looking for boost or selling boost, then I'll straight up just quit. I'm like, I'm out of here. GDKP is never good. GDKP 100% is never good because it promotes gold buying. Gold buying promotes bots. Bots just aren't a good thing in any game, right? They're just not a good thing in any game. No one wants to see some robot, you know what I mean, just running around killing mobs that you may need to kill for quests. Gold buying promotes basically the destruction of the economy. So the economy is going to be destroyed. So GDKP promotes gold buying. Gold buying is going to inject a ton of gold into the economy. And all the people that aren't buying gold are not going to have enough money to buy stuff in the auction house because the auction house prices are going to go through the fucking roof because of all the people who do have gold because they're buying gold. So GDKP is one of the things that helps promote the destruction of the world economy. And botting is what creates stuff like the Dark Portal Pass. Because Blizzard didn't create the Dark Portal Pass for the regular player, they created it for the botters. So the botters buy an account, they buy the Dark Portal Pass, boom, they boost their character up, they turn on the bot, and boo, let's go, let's make some money, right? And then when they ban accounts, which they can do whenever they want, like, oh, we'll just ban 1,000 accounts. It looks good, it's a PR move. Hey, look, we're banning bots. Well, what happens? That makes money for Blizzard, because then all those botters go out and buy a new WoW account, and they buy another Dark Portal Pass, and Blizzard just made money, right? Because they bought the Dark Portal Pass, they bought a new account. So Blizzard didn't solve the problem. The bots are right back in the game again. All they did was generate revenue for themselves, which, of course, they love, right? We're making money, you know? Yeah, Blizzard's fucking evil. Evil Giant. They're evil right now. They're a terrible company. It's too bad that everybody's, it's kind of bad that Dragonfly is getting so much attention because what's not getting attention is just how fucked up Blizzard has fucked up the game, man. They've just fucked up WoW so badly. And then they talk about greedy. Look at Diablo Immortal. You want to talk about greed? Holy shit. Diablo Immortal is one of the most disgusting, like, pay-to-win games of all time. I don't want to kill a Pathfinder. Julian, you don't want to kill that guy. You don't even need, well, we do need Pathfinders, but man, we need the LOS point. I think it was over here I was using LOS. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work, Twisted. You make it a rare occasion so people don't buy gold as frequently. People should never buy gold. People should be banned for buying gold. Don't promote anything that gets people to buy gold, period. I have an extremely hard stance on that shit. There should be no gold selling, period. There should be no fucking WoW token, period. You're already paying you're already paying a fucking subscription fee. It ain't gonna happen because there's people like you who think it's okay. There's people like you who will buy gold. I bet you play retail and buy gold, Twisted. You're part of the problem, not the solution. Stop buying gold. Stop playing their shitty game. People complain about how bad WoW is. Well, you're the fucking problem. I love it. All the people that complain about it, most of them are probably buying gold. You know what I mean? I know, I'm just giving you a hard time. But I mean, but there's so many people out there that complain about WoW, but they're the problem. They're playing the game. They're paying the monthly fee. They're buying gold, and then they're complaining. Look in the fucking mirror. You're the fucking problem. That shit pisses me off. It's just a lack of intelligence, man. A lack of understanding of how the game works. And I wish I had a fucking trap. Let's pull this guy, and we're gonna LOS him and just take him down over here. You probably never played Blizzard yet. Well, you shouldn't. I mean, I'm not saying don't play Blizzard's games. I mean, I think that I'll play Dragonflight. I mean, I always give their new expansions a chance. But in the last, like, 3 expansions, I've literally played them for, like, 2 or 3 days and quit. Because that's just how bad they are. Because they haven't solved any of the issues. They keep making their paralytic systems. They keep making their borrowed power systems. And they keep trying to basically just jerk you around. They don't respect your time. It's like, hey, log in and do, 2 hours of boring-ass daily quests every day, Who the fuck wants to log in and do the same boring daily quests every day? Just so you can, like, unlock some sort of power increase, right? That's just going to be completely annihilated in the next expansion. Like, oh, here you've got all this amazing, like, legendaries, but guess what? When the next expansion, launches, this legendary is garbage. You might as well just throw it in the trash, MMOs should be about progressing your character. The progression of your character should never be invalidated or taken away from you. It's like you worked hard to get to that point. That shouldn't be taken away. How many times has Blizzard just straight up ripped shit away from you that made your character weaker? That should never happen in an MMO. It's like you put in time, like real world time, to get your character to that point, and then Blizzard's just gonna fucking say, well, yeah, so what? Artifact shit doesn't work anymore, sorry. You know what I mean? That's like an insult to the player. That's like slapping you in the face, man. And the WoW players take it. That's what's so bad. It's what's so pathetic. And so they're like, okay, I'll buy into your next expansion, and I'll increase my character's power all over again, so you can take it away with the next expansion. It's okay. Take my money. Fucking idiot. Yeah. Immortal is such a pathetic piece of garbage, and it's making them money. Again, Diablo Immortal's making them money, and it's because there's people out there, for whatever reason, don't mind spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a game. I mean, I was watching a video about a guy who spent $100,000 on Diablo Immortal. You know, and it's like Jesus, right? But there's people out there who they're millionaires. They have so much money, they don't know what to do with it. So they sink it into a game. They're mega whales, man. Yeah, yeah, it sucks when they do that. But I get upset about that shit because I've played the game since day one. Even since beta, I was in World of Warcraft beta on Doomhammer before it was even launched. So I've seen where the game came from and I've seen where it's gone, and it's so you get salty about it because you took a game that was really good and you basically just destroyed it. And not only did you destroy it, but you did it in a way that was insulting to the player base. You basically said, "I don't care about you guys. All I care about is making money." Right? That's why they keep coming out with their like, "Oh, subscribe for 6 months and we'll give you a mount." I mean, they drive a lot of their incentives on mounts. Here's the new expansion, but we have all these new mounts you can collect. You know what I mean? And the only way you're going to get Blizzard to change is to not play their game. And that's what happened. Their subscriptions got so bad. Thank God Asmongold went and played Final Fantasy. I was so glad that he did that. Because he took so many players away from WoW to go to play Final Fantasy. That was a good thing. The only way you're going to get WoW to fix their issues is to take away their subscribers, right? Yeah, I still remember playing my first characters. My first character I ever created in World of Warcraft was a druid called One with Nature. Still got the screenshot. I can show you here in a minute after I get done with this quest. Yeah, I love that. I love the fact that there's no guides and no quest helpers, you know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, the people, all these people will complain about it. But I mean, a lot of people left, like a ton of people left retail WoW, and that's why they've started throwing stuff in. But they were working on Dragonflight before Shadowlands was even released, according to what they said. They said they were actually working on Dragonflight before the Shadowlands was even released. So, all right. Space Daddy. I want to see what level this guy is because I always see him posting. He's only level 20. Yeah, my first character, one was a druid, and I played the druid, and strangely enough, I was really correct. Like, I didn't know anything. I mean, it was a new game, didn't know anything about the game, and I played a druid to like level, I think I played her to like a level 20. And my feeling after playing her to level 20 was, this class is good at a lot of stuff, but she doesn't really feel like she's great at anything. And that's actually, I think, was a really accurate assessment of the druid in vanilla. Like, they were really good, at like DPS. They're really good at healing, but they weren't like great. Because then I went and I played a priest, and priest was great at healing. Priest is a great healer in vanilla, like just great. In my opinion, it's the best healer in vanilla. And so I quit playing the druid because I felt like it wasn't as strong maybe as it could be. I got this. This isn't gonna work. They're gonna kill my pet. I don't have men pet, so I can't save him. I'm gonna have to reset. Who are you attacking, girl? Now they're respawning. I was trying to beat the respawns. Was this a Still Alive player? It is. She declined my group invitation. How rude. Hey, what's up, Zinner? How you doing, man? Just trying to get some of these quests done before I go to work. Yeah, that's true. Like, remember, it's back when the internet, we didn't have as good internet connections and all that stuff. You know? Night Elf Rogue? That's level 19. Never left before. So yeah, Rogue. Yeah, I played rogues in like when Burning Crusade came out. I had a level 60 rogue, level 60 warrior, level 60 priest, and level 60 hunter. So I had 4 level 60s when it came out, and out of those classes, I was pretty much a priest main and hunter main. I played by priest and hunter a lot, but I really liked rogue. Rogue was really fun. I liked warrior too. I had a fury warrior, and it was fun. I'm just going to pull back and try to kill. Come on. There. I just want to kill Ursel. I don't think we have to loot him to complete the quest. Yeah, see, we just have to kill him. Go ahead and reset. My pet died again. It's okay. You died yesterday at 42? Was that you, Zinner? I saw a level 42 die yesterday. I remember that. I remember like seeing a 42 die, and I was like, oh man, that's gotta suck. Mm-hmm. That was you. I was online when you died, because I remember you said you died in a cave. Oh, dude, that sucks, dude. Do I really want to loot this ass script? We don't really need to loot him. You gotta kill a Gaul, and yeah. The Badlands. Oh, yeah, I know that cave. I know exactly which cave you're talking about. The one in the... You're talking about the one right down here in the bottom left corner. This cave right here. That's a dangerous cave, Zinner. That's a very dangerous cave because there's a lot of casters. I don't typically like to go into that cave, especially not in hardcore, because of all the casters. Yeah, that's a dangerous cave, man. Yeah, you learn something every time you die, 100%. That's what I was saying. Every time you die, don't get mad when you die. People get their egos. They're like, oh, you don't want to die. And they think, oh, it makes you look like a bad player. That's not true. Like I said, the best players have died in hardcore many times, right? And really, it's just a mental, like I was saying yesterday, it's a frame of mind. You have to understand every situation, like where the danger resides, and you have to understand when to back out and when a pull is going sideways, and you just have to be focused, really. And a lot of players don't know because they haven't played the game, like they're new to WoW or something, and they don't understand some of those things. But experienced veterans know, and even the experienced veterans die all the time. I remember seeing people. Like, I leveled my warrior to 60 in hardcore and classic, and I died like 5 times. And what was killing me the most was that I didn't understand the leash mechanics, because I was playing on a private server. I don't know if it was Chronos or Light's Hope, but they changed the leash mechanics such that if you ran far enough away, the mob just reset. And they did that because they didn't want people bringing, like, bosses into Stormwind, right? And so they changed it so that the mobs would just reset after a certain amount of time. And so I was used to that. And so when I was playing Classic, I thought that's when I was hitting a mob and stuff, I just thought they would reset when I got certain distance from them, and they weren't resetting. And I didn't understand that they never were going to reset, because I'd played on some private servers where they did reset. You know, even if you're hitting them. And even, not only that, but I was doing something like where I was running away from a mob like this, where I'm facing away, but I had the mob targeted, and even though I was running directly away with my back to them, sometimes my character would still hit them, you know? And so that got me killed a couple times because, you know, if I just would have targeted myself and ran away, I would have been fine. But I was actually, you know, hitting the mob, thinking, oh, you know, I'll just wing clip him or something, or, you know, hamstring him. And, you know, and I'll run away and he'll reset, but he never reset. He never reset. He kept chasing me. And I died a couple times because of that. So, like I said, yeah, you learn something every time. Every time you die, you learn something new. You were playing a hunter. Hey, Zinner, you were a hunter, weren't you? So I think you were playing a hunter. Yeah, I thought so. It's easy to get overconfident on the hunter because you've got feigned death and you've got your pet. It's very easy to be overconfident. I see a lot of hunters die. The class that's by far the easiest is the paladin because the paladin's just, I mean, you're so hard to kill as a paladin. Hmm. My pet's hungry again. Yeah, Warrior's a whole different ball game, man. And you try to level a warrior in hardcore, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It is just, it is it's very challenging, and that's what makes it so fun, though. Yeah, a lot of times, overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. This guy died to a Voidwalker. What was he, PvP? I hate seeing people in guild saying shit like "noob, get good." It's not necessary. You know what I mean? I said, get some manners, Quintella and Chatrol. You probably suck more than most of the people here. Usually the people that say get good are usually the worst players. You know what I'm saying? They're usually the worst players. Get good. Whatever. Didn't your mama teach you any manners, man? Probably not. And he's like, it is a joke. Yeah, but some people may not take it as a joke when you say noob. Or when you say get good. I don't take that as a joke. I take that as an insult when you say get good. To me, that's an insult. Get mad. What was it? Get back. Get. You guys ever see the movie with John Cusack and Dan Aykroyd? You know, the assassin movie? There's some really cool lines in that movie. Whatever. You modify the PFUI bit? No. I don't use PFUI. I don't use PFUI. The only thing I use is PF. I use Shagu tweaks, which is what gives you the darkened UI. That's Shagu tweaks at shagu.org. Yeah, I don't use PFUI. Did you enrage his ass? What did you say? He goes, all F players, it is hard. You only said, oh, stir fry. That was good stir fry. That was good stir fry. You only said it as a joke because you get called out. He goes, fuck you, man. Oh, that was good, Twisted. That was good. Yeah, people do that too. Like, they'll sit there and insult you, and they mean it as an insult, but then when you call them out, they're like, I was just kidding, man. It's just a joke. Good one, Twisted. I use Shagu plates. So I use Luna. Here, hold on a second. I use Luna unit frames for my target, my player window and the target window and my pet window here. This is all Luna unit frames, version 0.2225. And then I use Shagu plates for the nameplates. So when you see, the Strigid Owl's plate here above his head, that's Shagu plates. And it's cool. I love Shagu plates. And you can change the font. You can change the size of the font. You can change the width, height of the bar. You can show debuffs on the bar, which of course I do. There's different options here. But just go to shagu.org. You can grab those. And I use Shagu. I use PF Quest and PF Turtle for the Quest add-on. Let's get on our mount. Like, how's Palliap? Oh my god. Oh god, we got a lot of children in the guild, obviously. So we did get the better dagger. We also got this nice axe. Did I learn the axes yet? Not yet. My favorite weapon for hunters are axes. I love axes. They just look cool. Like one-hand axes. And like I said yesterday, like hunters in vanilla, like some of the best hunter weapons you can get, are axes, Skolamons or Stratholm have one of those has like a really nice agility axe. And look at all these people, like, right? Seriously, Hunter, come on. Children, man. We got some children in the guild. Yeah, the guild chat's so bad, I'm not even gonna look at it. It's just awful. What do we get from this? Let's grab this quest real quick because we get a ring out of it. Oh, as promised though, right? As promised, I said I was going to show you my original character, right? Here. There you go. This is a screenshot from 2004 or early 2005. And there you can see my first character I ever created right there, One with Nature, level 19 Druid. There you can see my priest, who I still have to this day. This is the character I've played the most. I still have this character, Shirl, too. These are my two main characters I played the most in World of Warcraft, my hunter and my priest. This is something my son was playing, so that character's gone. That character's gone. Of course, that character's gone. That character's gone. And the One with Nature, I think, is gone, too. But This is a current screenshot from probably, I don't know, probably early 2005, maybe? I don't really know. But it's an old screenshot. Here's a screenshot. You can tell the screenshots are old because of the size of them. And look at the resolution. This is probably like an 800 by 600 or something, or maybe even 1024 by 768.
Thank you.
But here's my hunter. This is my other hunter. I actually made, before we had dual spec, I would literally make 2 classes. Like I would make 2 hunters. So this was my survival hunter in Burning Crusade. This was a survival hunter. So I had 2 hunters in Burning Crusade that were like 70. I had my Beast Mastery hunter and my survival hunter. Here is the first. This is the first Christmas ever in World of Warcraft. So this screenshot was taken in December of 2004, and you can see I'm throwing snowballs, and you can see how small like the bags are. I mean, I don't even know what level my character was. Probably like looks like I was around level 25 maybe. And here was my rogue, priest. These are Burning Crusade, Battlegrounds. Oh, let's see what my UI look like. Actually, this is back when I was more of a clicker, right? Like I didn't, most people were clickers in vanilla. Like I mean, you used your keybinds for like the 1 through 10, but outside of that, you typically players were clicking their other skills. Like you would click Fear Ward, and you'd click your Shadow Fiend, your Fiend. Um, yeah, and then, but early in Burning Crusade, I started, switching from clicking these skills to, keep mining everything and setting up macros and all that once I started doing Arena. Um, yeah. And here you can see my Arena team. And I don't know, like this, I was like 1930 on this team. The Amish Avengers. I think that was Burning Crusade still. And there, look at my pet's name. See my pet's name here? Save my ass, please. This is my pet from Burning Crusade. Look at my pet here. What's my pet here's name? Save my ass, please. I typically use the same pet names. I always call my kitty Save my ass, please. I always call my wolf Hopper. I'm nothing if not consistent.
Good luck, friend.
And we got our first ring. I gotta go to work in 30 minutes. You love the guild chat? I'm a little too old for that guild chat, Twisted. When you get to be my age, all those kitties talking trash, it just becomes childish. It's just like, a bunch of children. Okay, so we've got Lady Satroth, the Sewing Kit, the Moonwell, and then the other. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 quests to do here, plus 1 to pick up. And then we got to go back in. Okay, so, oops, I went too far. You bind your supposed. Yeah, I do a lot of keybinds on my mouse. I do control mouse wheel up, control mouse wheel down, control mouse button 4, control mouse button 3, control mouse button 5, control middle mouse click, scroll up, scroll down, shift scroll up, shift scroll down. I do all those keybinds. You can see right here, this is shift mouse wheel up, control mouse wheel up, control mouse wheel down, control mouse button 4. So yeah, I do a lot of keybinds off my mouse wheel. That's why I have a hard time playing MMOs that don't allow you to keybind the mouse wheel. That pisses me off. When you play an MMO and you can't like do like shift mouse wheel up, you can't keybind that. That annoys the hell out of me. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna do it. That's the one I was talking about. I'm gonna be doing the escort. Yep. Mist. We must save Mist. First, we gotta pick up the quest to get the belts. Getting too close. Alright, fine. I shouldn't have went this way, but I didn't want to fight the other guy. And of course my pet's hungry again. Actually, I'm level 12. I could go learn Mend Pet right now, but we won't need Mend Pet for this quest, for these quests. Mm. We just got to get to 20, we just got to get to 30. Well, once we get to 28, we've surpassed my last hunter, so I always feel good when I get higher level than the one who died. I'm like, oh, he died at 27. So when I hit 28, I'm like, oh, finally. I'm making progress. But until then, I always feel like I'm just catching up. Still trying to catch up to where the other hunter was, you know what I mean?
What brings you here?
You just want to heal your pet. Just have your pet do everything. Just stand back and heal him. How come I don't have... We're missing some quests here. Like, I haven't done the... Yeah, I'm missing a quest, huh? You know, the tumors. I think that's given in Darnassus, but... I'm gonna go cat pet. Yeah, I'm gonna... Oh, no, I'm not. No, Zinner, I'll switch out the pet to a wolf. I like wolves better. This is just a temporary pet. We're gonna grab a wolf once we get back to the, Stormwind area. I've always liked wolves best, because they're just good all-around pets. And I like the character models. I'm a wolf person. I'm one of the more rare hunters that thinks that wolves are probably the best pet. I mean, I've always loved wolves. I mean, I'll have other pets for certain reasons, but the wolf is what I like. Yeah, the kitty's just a temporary pet. Oh, she's gonna beat me to it. Oh wait, no, she stopped. Maybe she's letting me loot. I don't know. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what she's doing. Yeah, I don't have the tomb request. Yeah, I like the wind serpents too. They're cool. I like wind serpents. I like raptors are pretty good. Bears can be fun sometimes, but I don't use them a lot. But they're kind of fun sometimes. The spiders in Burning Crusade that can root people. Okay, someone killed Lady Satrath already. Probably that hunter. Well, I suppose we can come back and kill Lady Satrath later after we do these other quests. I don't really want to wait for her to respawn. Yeah, we're gonna go pet though. We'll respec later. Once we get to 30, we're gonna respec though. But we're gonna make my pet strong. And then once we reach 30, we'll probably respec into, to more like survival talents. And see how well the melee hunter is gonna work out for us. Yeah, these guys don't run. At least that one doesn't. We're hiding in the weeds. Oh, I got clipped. I wanted you guys to see the awesome jumping, spinning arcane shot in the air, but it got clipped by the log. Couldn't see it. I'm not seeing any mobs up here. It could be that someone grabbed the quest already. Maybe they're still trying to grab it. Let's go sneak it out from under him. We's gonna sneak the quest from you. Oh no. Oh, I'm sorry. Oops. I'm sorry. Sorry. I feel bad, but I have to go to work in a few minutes, so I didn't want to like wait. I feel so bad from stealing that away from him. But I gotta go to work in a couple minutes. I ain't got time to wait around. You know what I mean? It's like I just kind of jumped in and said, "I'll take that." Oh, that was so bad. I mean, I feel so bad about that. I feel like a total asshole. I did apologize. He probably thinks I was being facetious or something, but I wasn't. I honestly felt bad. That's how Mafia works. The hit and run. You know, just the hit and run. We got 8 minutes. Let's go see if we can finish this out real quick. We got 8 minutes. I think I have a meeting at 11. Oh, what am I going to eat for lunch today? I'm already getting hungry. Guys do not have a good drop rate on the old belt. There we go. Just need one more belt. Here we go. Whoa, ran into something hanging in the air. Okay, we still need Lady Sathra. I always call her Sathrath, but that's not correct. Sathra. Lady Sathra? Sathra? It's like both these quests give you a cloak. You know, it's like... Okay, let's go see if Mr. or Mrs. Lady Sathra has respawned. And then I can go to work. Yay, work ruins everything. So my wife will be home tonight, and then tomorrow she goes to work, and then I'm not sure if she's... Yeah, she's going to have to come home after work, and then we're going to have to take the dog kennel and break that down and put it in the back of the truck, because she's going up to her mom's and taking the dog with her. And then I won't see her for like 3 weeks. Unless I go up and visit her on the weekends, which I might. Body slam. My pet cannot seem to catch up to this guy. He finally did. Is she up here? She is, good. Off to Darnassus. Darnassus! There is a rare elemental around here that we could try to kill because he gives another quest, but he's actually quite strong. And the rares in Turtle seem to be even stronger, you know, than... This is a quest guy. Oh yeah, that's a quest guy. I forgot about that. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, there's more quests over here. We'll see if it's still there. Right up through here. That tree killed your warrior? No way, really? Am I going the right way? I'm always... No, I don't think this is the right... I don't think I can get through here. I think I gotta go around. Yeah, the trees hit hard. They definitely can hit hard. I don't know if I could have gone the other way or not. Oh, really? You're gonna... If I didn't have to go to work, I would experiment and try to get up to where I'm going back the other way, but since I have to go to work in a few minutes, I'm just going to go the way I know that works. He crit you three times in a row. Well, he must have been like higher level than you then, right? God, am I going the right way? Urgh. Is it really? No, it's. Is it? Damn it. I think it's up this way. Yeah, it's this way. I don't know. I'm totally lost right here, guys. This is not the way to go. No, I'm going the wrong way. Shit. Where is the entrance? I passed it. It's got to be here. Yeah, it's got to be right here. Yeah, that's it. By one level, yeah. Those trees are no joke, though. They hit hard. Like, when you're in Ashenvale, there's a quest, the Renee's Cleansing, where you have to go and kill one of those trees for the key. And man, they put that debuff on you. Oh my god, it's a terrible debuff. It's like they put a debuff on you that when you hit them, it has a chance to like do damage to you, and it does like a lot of damage. So yeah, it's good that you have a pet that I have a pet can attack that guy, because if you're like a warrior or something and you're fighting those trees, oh my god, you're gonna take so much damage. It's pretty scary. But yeah, I came up here on my other character, my first hunter, and I think I found some quests up here. So yeah, see here's the Treant Protector. And there should be a quest up here, I hope. Or otherwise, I just wasted all my time getting up here. There it is. This is another custom Turtle Wow quest.
What brings you here? Goddess, watch over me.
Yeah, Protection Warrior is really fun, but I tried leveling. Actually, I leveled a Protection Warrior on a vanilla client before to like level 28 without dying, and it's fun, but it's really slow. Like it is really like the time to kill. The TTK is so slow on Prout Warrior, but it is fun. This one changes into an elite? I don't think so. You just have to kill the tree. Are you sure it changed into an elite? I thought you just had to kill the tree. Who's not an elite? Unless there's like another one that I didn't do before. Excuse me. But this is why Turtle WoW is such a good server, is that there's all these like neat little quests they've added to the game that are totally new, and they're really well designed too. Like if you read the stories, they're really good. Like especially the High Elves. The High Elves lore is actually pretty good. Like if you guys play a High Elf, it's make sure you read the quests on the High Elves, because I think they're really well done. Yeah, the tree isn't an elite. Yeah, he's just an evil tree. He's just an evil tree that we have to kill.
Ishnu Allah. Be careful. I am on you. Good luck, friend.
It says it's an elite, but it's not. Destroy the destroyed tree ant. It says it's an elite, but I'm telling you right now, it's not an elite. You're right. It does say elite though, Twisted. Must have just been a glitch on their part, or maybe they didn't make the tree an elite. But he is not. He's not an elite. Hmm. See? Just 11 elemental. He's not going to hit my pet like a truck. Say hello to my little friend. Ooh, no, 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 no. He is strong. Look, his health isn't dropping very fast. This is going to be tough because I don't have men pet. He's immune to poisons, right? Yeah. My pet's holding his own, though. I'm surprised. I wish I could get back up there, but I don't think I can. I think you have to go around. Yeah, you have to go around, pretty sure. Oh, it does say elite, though, on the quest, though. Twisted. If you look at the quest log, it said elite down here. Now it says complete, but it did say elite, so that's probably why you thought it was an elite, because it said it was an elite. Oh, yeah, that one? Yeah, that's the one I was talking about earlier. That if you kill him, he drops a quest. I don't think I can get up here, but let's try it. No. Nope. Okay, well there's the path, so maybe we can I don't know if we can cut up this way, but let's try. It looks like we can. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's a dead end too. Shit. I hate it when WoW does this to you. They like give you these paths where you think, oh, maybe I can cut through here, and then it's just totally that's a dead end. You can't get up that hill; it's too steep. That's why I missed it, because it's right here. Last time I ran right past this. See, I wanted to climb up here, but as you can see, that's way too steep. And this here is also... I don't think you can make it up there either. No, you can't make it up that. Nope. Just looking for ways to get up here for future reference. Yeah, I don't think you can get up there either. Nope, too steep. Ah, Blizzard, I hate you sometimes for this kind of shit.
How may I help? May the stars
Well, yeah, these are those gloves that are like an upgrade. They're like intellect and agility, which is good for a hunter. Lose a little bit of armor, but it's totally worth it. Come on. Them and their damn roots, man. Hmm. That guy said he's 19 and he's just starting Dark Shore. Jesus, what's he been doing? This guy's like, I'd rather do Westfall a dozen times over instead of Dark Shore. I love Dark Shore, man. Dark Shore is one of my favorites. It was Dark Shore is danger. It's not actually. Dark Shore is. I don't know. People always say Dark Shore is like difficult or like dangerous, but I've never seen it that way. I mean, only like really just the Murloc quest underwater can be a little dangerous, but I don't know. I mean, cat and bear ambush. The bears can be annoying because they can knock you down. See, this guy's gonna give me the tumor quest, I think. That I wish I would have already had. Oh well. Big Undead? What Undead? Big Undead jumps you on the road. Which Undead? Oh, no, we're talking Dark Shore. You're thinking Darkshire. We're talking Dark Shore, like Aberdeen Dark Shore, you know, over in the Night Elf area. You're thinking Darkshire. Yeah, that guy's, yeah. You don't want to mess with those Stitches. Stitches, the undead elite, yeah. Yeah, exactly, Liddy. I wonder how many times that's happened. Meet me in Darkshire, and then someone goes to Darkshore. Mm. Yeah, they do. Yeah, those guys have a debuff. When you hit them, it can heal them. Yeah, I know that's an annoying debuff too. Those guys are scary. You got to be careful with those guys because you can easily aggro ads there, and it's yeah, those guys are not fun. Yeah, Duskwood. Yeah, there's Duskwood and there's Darkshore. I call it what is Darkshire is the name of the town, and Darkshore is the name of the area. The name of the town is Aberdeen, so I guess yeah, you'd say Darkshire versus Aberdeen, or Duskwood versus whoops, Duskwood versus Darkshore. I always, man, lately I've been missing that jump. I used to never miss that jump. It's taking a little bit too close. A little bit too close. All right, guys, I gotta go to work. Sadly. No, I'm going to work right now. I'm logging into work right now. I got a lot of testing to do today. Got a lot of testing to do today. A lot of code testing. A lot of code testing. I have a meeting at 11 and probably another meeting at 2. Work ruins everything, you know it. Yeah, stream work. I can't do that. It would be against that would be against privacy stuff. That would be definitely breaking my privacy stuff from my work. Can't do that. We're almost level 13, so we've almost caught up to that hunter that I killed the other day. Oh, we gotta go down there. Alright guys, I'll catch you later, man. Hope you guys have a good Tuesday. Shree! Look at these old Battleground screenshots. My first flying mount. There's my brother, Whisper Swift. Look at that damage meter. Look at this damage meter. I don't even remember what that damage meter was called, but... Shree! Look at all... Oh man, look at how much... Look how small the screen was back in the day, you know? How things have changed, you know? Alright, later guys. Peace out.